Welcome to the season 1 finale of Love It There.
We
Kelsey,
made
how are you
it!
feeling about our finale?
Oh my gosh. What a crazy adventure we've been on. We started in September, and
Yeah.
here we are. It'll be May by the time this episode is released, which is crazy. So fun. We've enjoyed so much of it. I hope y'all listened to the Bloomington episode last week. That's sorry about my bad microphone that I have because I had to give Hallie the other good microphone for her to do the Bloomington
Yeah.
interviews.
But it was worth it.
It was
great.
worth it. Yeah. So
We had
hope
so
you
much
guys
fun
enjoyed
recording
that
that.
one. Yeah, but no, it's exciting. So this is just going to be kind of like a wrap up episode of kind of our thoughts on season 1, get into some stats of things about like our episodes in season 1, talk about what's to come for season 2, our upcoming summer plans, like everything like that. So how are you feeling about it, Hal?
I'm honestly just like proud of us that we kept up with it because obviously it's just like our little hobby. Like it started out as just an idea and I wasn't sure like where we were going to go with it. And we've been so consistent and like just like kept up with it really well. So I'm proud of us. We made it so far.
I'm just thankful for our listeners that have come back every week and our new listeners that we've gained, or else it would just be you and me chatting into these microphones. But for some
Either
reason,
way,
people
I
like
still
to
have
listen to
fun.
us. Yeah, honestly, I mean, we just like talked for like an hour before we even clicked record. So
Yeah, we use it as our catch up time each week.
yeah.
So it's perfect. Before we get into the episode, Kelsey, any new updates, any news in your life that we need to cover?
Well, okay. This week, Jackson and I have been trying out a bunch of Spanish recipes because I got a
Fun.
Spanish cookbook for Christmas. And so I had this idea that I want to throw like a Spanish dinner party where I can make all these recipes and
Yes.
stuff for people. So I'm throwing a little Spanish soiree this summer. And so our summer already is so busy. So we have to like test out these recipes now so that we know exactly what we're going to make for everybody. So we made a seafood paella. We made
So good.
a tortilla española, and we made a chocolate olive oil mousse so far. And the paella was the best. I mean, it was so good. I could not believe how good it was. It was my
saw a
first time
picture
making
of it
paella.
on your
Yeah,
food account, and I was like, dang, that looks really good.
it was. We were so impressed with ourselves because when you make your own food, it's like never as good as in a restaurant or something like that. So it was. Oh my gosh, it was so good.
You'll have to make some Tinto for everybody. The perfect summer drink.
Oh yeah. No, I'm
Tinto
definitely gonna make some
Verano.
Tinto. Yeah, we got our big pitchers, so I'm gonna make a big pitcher of Tinto. But yeah, so we have a few other recipes we're gonna make. But yeah, I'm excited for that.
That sounds so fun.
But yeah, no, it'll be so fun. I'm so excited for that party. I'm so excited for summer. Are you excited, Hallie? You just
I'm
took
so
your
excited.
last final, right? Before we got on the recording?
Right before this, just finished my last final of undergrad. That's crazy to say. I graduate on Saturday, so it's so exciting. But yeah, honestly, like I am excited for summer, but also I literally start grad school in like 2 weeks. So I'm pretty much not going to have a
no
summer.
Well, I'm excited to see you this weekend for your graduation. So
I know it's going to be so fun. And our brother's coming into town too. And we just like don't get to see him that much because he lives in North Carolina. So shout out Dill. We love you. Can't wait to see you.
Welch fam reunion is always a good time. So
yeah, it happens very rarely these days. So whenever we all get together, it's like always so exciting. So
all right, well, let's get into all the stuff we have planned for our season 1 finale, our little season 1 wrap up. Yeah, let's get into it. Enjoy today's episode, our season 1 finale.
Start out with some pod stats from the past year.
Okay, so we had 33 countries that have listened to our podcast. So people from all over the world have listened to our podcast, which is awesome.
That's
the United
so
States
cool.
obviously had our most listeners, but it was followed by Spain was our country with the number 2 amount of listeners, which makes sense. We've done a lot of Spain episodes. We've done a lot of Spain travel. But we also have Belgium, there's somebody from Brussels, Belgium that's listened to every single one of our episodes. Like, the
That's
first day it's released.
amazing.
So yeah, we got
We have a
good fan. So we love you, whoever you are. And then we also got a decent amount of downloads from Australia. So but yeah,
Down
33
under.
countries. Love It There's
That's
gone
so
global.
Cool. Love It There gone global for sure.
Yeah. Our most listened to episode was Florence, of course. That was our first one. So most of our early ones, obviously, just people are delayed in listening. So our early episodes have gotten a lot of downloads and they're still all slowly kind of catching up. But then episodes that had higher downloads for being more recent uploads were our Madrid episode, our Valencia episode, and our Amalfi Coast episode. So those were all really good ones. And then we also have our YouTube. So if you're just a strictly audio podcast person, our YouTube is worth checking out. If you didn't know, we don't talk about it enough. But our top 2 most viewed YouTube episodes were our Madrid episode, and then also our Tulsa episode was number 2. Which
I love the Tulsa episode.
The photo and video content from that episode all are like throwback photos from our hick childhood are just so
redneck
good.
days. It's so funny. If you haven't watched that one, you need to go watch it. It's just so we can embarrass ourselves more than we already have. Oh yeah. But we've had a total of 31 episodes, including this one that we're recording right now. And the places we've covered have been 11 US cities, 5 cities in Spain, 4 in Italy, 3 in Switzerland, 2 in the UK, because we did 2 episodes on London, 1 on France, and then 5 miscellaneous episodes, such as like Q&As and stuff like that. But yeah, Kelsey's definitely going to be going on some travels this summer. So she's going to be getting some more content in some different places that we haven't talked about as much. So everybody get excited.
Yeah, I'm excited to take you guys along for the ride this summer, maybe when I'm doing some of my travels. So follow along on the Instagram, because even though we're not going to be recording episodes throughout the entire summer, we'll still try to keep active on the Instagram a little bit. So yeah, I'm excited to take you guys along for that. And then eventually for season 2, do like a full podcast episode on the places we go. But we'll chat about that later in this episode of where exactly I'm going to go. So okay, Hallie, do you have a favorite episode that we recorded?
Well, I was gonna say Tulsa, just because it was so fun, like reminiscing on childhood memories. It was
that one was
a good
so
time.
Fun.
But I also really enjoyed our obviously Bloomington episode, because I got to bring all my friends on, and also Ossian, just because that like holds such a special place in my heart. So that was fun too.
Yeah, the Bloomington one is so funny because obviously I just did like the intro and the outro for that episode, but I did all the editing for that, and I was unsure of how it would go, being, I wasn't involved in any of those stories or anything, but I thought it was so funny. I was enjoying editing it so much. So that was so enjoyable for me that, hopefully other people thought that too. So yeah, that was fun. Yeah. And then, the Ossian one, I really enjoyed that. Hearing like our grandpa's reaction to that was so special. He said he like cried watching it because he watched the YouTube, and he was like, your grandma and I were laughing and crying watching it, and that was like so special too, to get that reaction. Yeah, that's so cute. Also, so those were like, I felt like those were fun episodes. Not necessarily my favorite ones we've recorded, but I've enjoyed hearing people talk about them after, and just the reactions we've gotten from those episodes. But I had a ton of fun recording our Nashville episode, like the original Nashville, not like the or not the New Year's Eve recap one, but the original Nashville one, just because we had so many funny stories from like my bachelorette party, and like, I don't know, that was so funny.
We have way too much content from Nashville. Like, I know, collectively we've been there probably like 10 times together. Yeah. So it's like, it needs to stop.
I know. And then I also liked recording our Alcala episode, because I feel like the cities that we've both been to, it's been super fun to like bounce back our ideas and our stories from those.
Yeah, so true. Especially because we both spent so much time there. So that's like, it was fun to talk about that.
Yeah.
What do you think? Let's say somebody finds Love It There for the first time. What episode would you recommend that they watch first or listen to first?
Okay, yeah. I feel like the Madrid one got a lot of downloads and a lot of views on the YouTube, so people seem to like that. I mean, that's another one that both of us had been to, so we both had a lot of, and we got a lot of listener recommendations. So I felt like we
Yeah.
had a lot of good content to share for Madrid. I also feel like our Rome one was kind of funny, and that's also like a big tourist destination. So I feel like that would be a good one to start with to kind
Yeah.
of get a little bit of our personality, but also to like see, okay, we do have some actual good travel information to share. It's not just us like goofing off the whole
Rambling.
time. Yeah. Um, and then I feel like the Alcala episode, like I said, that kind of like showcases our brand a little bit about finding the beauty in the lesser known places.
For
And
sure.
that's a little bit of what sets Love It There apart from maybe other travel podcasts out there.
Yeah, I agree. I would agree with that. I also really liked our Madrid episode. I think, honestly, I would say like anywhere that you haven't been, like the purpose of this
Mm-hmm.
is to help other people learn from our mistakes and
Right.
our experiences. So I would say start with a place you know nothing about and hopefully you can learn a little bit. That would be my recommendation. But
Oh, also, I remembered one of my other favorite ones to record, and that was our Q&A number 3 when we got to record together. That was so
oh
fun.
yes, that was so fun. And it was on
Hopefully,
Easter, so we were like all dressed up. So it was fun.
yeah, we brought our best for you guys that week. But yeah, hopefully we can record together again in the future because that was super fun. I felt
Yeah.
like that like brought a whole new dynamic to it. So,
Oh, for sure. And it just like made it easier to like bounce off of each other too.
oh,
So
definitely.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what is the episode you're most excited about to record in season 2, Hallie?
I am excited to do a St. Louis episode because that's where my boyfriend's from. And so I'm probably going to be visiting him quite a bit in the next few months there. And so I'm hoping I can get like a pretty good lay of the land there and have some good recommendations for everybody. And maybe I can convince him to be a guest for us for that one. So
He
that
did
might be
great
kind of fun.
on his debut in the Colorado episode when we were
Yeah,
talking
he
about the
was
merch.
sad.
So,
He was sad that I didn't ask him to be in the Bloomington one. So I told him
oh,
that
oh
he
my
could be on
gosh.
another one.
You had enough. That
I
was
know. That's what I told him. I was
enough
like, we already
opinions.
had too much content for the Bloomington one. I like couldn't add another person. So
Oh yeah,
yeah,
I'm sure he'll be back for a future episode.
he'll definitely
sure.
be back. I told him not to worry. So what
I
about you?
am excited for. So Jackson studied abroad in Budapest for a whole semester. So I feel like, and I went to go visit him for like his last 2 weeks there. And so I feel like we have a lot. Budapest is like not a super big tourist destination, but is such a good place to go. So I feel like that'll be fun. And if I can convince Jackson to come on and like give all his tips and tricks and things, I feel like that'd be a fun episode. And then I also really am excited to do a St. Croix Falls episode. Shout out to our Wisconsin people because we've had such great trips up there. It's a small town in northern Wisconsin. And that is just such a great example of kind of like I was saying, like our brand of like finding the beauty and the unique aspects of each town. So I feel like that'll be a fun one.
And we're going up there in August for a wedding. So
yeah, we'll get new content
so
for you. We'll have fresh content for that
Oh,
episode.
it'll be great. It'll be great.
The last episode I'm really excited for in season 2 was I did a girls trip up to Traverse City this past summer. And I feel like we have some great stories from that trip. So if I can get my friends to come on that were with me, I feel like that'll be really entertaining for people.
Okay. Speaking of, well, we already talked a little bit about what we're going to do this summer, but Kelsey, fill us in on what your summer is going to look like.
Oh, yeah. Besides my Spanish soiree, yeah, that's like our big like party that we're planning. But honestly, okay, what else am I doing? Oh, we're going to the Indy 500, which I'm so excited about that.
Best day of the year.
Yeah, so that's on Memorial Day weekend. It's the Indianapolis 500 for IndyCar racing. We've like grown up, our dad and brother like worked in that industry. So it's so fun. We'll definitely have to do an Indianapolis episode where we talk more about that. But yeah. But otherwise, no, I'm just excited to be outdoors again, play some pickleball, tennis, go to the pool. Yeah, that's like big summer plans for me.
Is your only travel plan coming up in May, or are you going somewhere this summer?
Yeah, I'm going on a bachelorette party to Cancun in August. But
Oh,
yeah,
jealous.
that's
That'll
my
be
only
so
like big
fun.
travel plans.
Okay. I couldn't
Yeah.
remember what you were doing. I personally am not going to be doing any traveling. So that's another reason why we're kind of having to take a break, because my travel plans have been put on hold for 2 years. It's fine. Well, actually, no, actually, I take that back. So I am going to St. Louis after graduation. So I'm going to be there for a few days. And then I think we're also going to try to go to Harbor Springs in August, which is another town in northern Michigan, kind of in like the Traverse City area.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm going to try to take a trip there as well. And then we're going to St. Croix Falls also in August for the wedding.
Yeah, for the wedding.
But
Yeah. So
no
that'll be
international
fun.
travel for me. Literally all my friends are going to Europe this summer. Almost everyone that I know is taking a Europe trip, because it's like after graduation, like yay. And I'm like,
Yeah.
cool. It's fine.
You don't
I'm
have
so
that
sad.
luxury when you're starting PA school 2 weeks after you graduate, but
But it'll be worth it. I know.
it'll
I'm
be
excited.
worth it for sure.
Okay.
Well, I kind of have talked about my France trip in other episodes, but I actually, by the time this podcast is released, 1 week later, I will be on my plane to go to France, and I'm so excited. We're going to Paris, and we're staying in Paris for one night. So if you listened to our Paris episode, we like went as college students, so we didn't do it right, but we're gonna go into the Louvre this time. We're gonna eat dinner in the restaurant in the Eiffel Tower, which just got its second Michelin star. So we're like going all out for our one day in Paris, but we'll probably have an updated Paris episode after this. And then we're going to Lyon, which is a town in France that's like supposed to be the foodie capital of Europe. So we're doing a food tour, and we're like excited to experience all the foodie things in Lyon. So we're staying there for 2 days, and then we're going down to the south of France and staying in not in Nice, France, but like the south of France, and then going to see Saint Tropez and like Aix and Monaco area. And so we're staying down there for like 5 days. So
that'll be so fun.
So excited. We got such good deals on this. I think I've mentioned this before, but I just want to remind you guys, we got our flights for $200, and we used points to stay in our hotel in Paris and Lyon. So literally the only costs for like flights and lodging was our Airbnb cost in the French Riviera that we're splitting with another couple. But our flights were literally $200. So
that I
get these travel credit cards, use the points. Let me know if you need help. It's worth it. I'm like, this France trip is so cheap, honestly. So that's why we feel like we can ball out on like the activities when we're there.
All my friends that are going to Europe have all been asking me like advice on like things to do and like how to do certain things. And I'm like, you guys need to get a travel credit card. Like there's so many things that, like, one of my friends was just asking me like, how much like cash does she need to take out in like euros and pounds? And I'm like, well, if you had a travel credit card, like you wouldn't need very much because there's no transaction fees. And she's like,
right.
Ugh, I know. I wish I had one. It's like too late, like at this point for me to get one. And so I'm trying to put everyone on it, because it seriously was so nice to have when I was in Europe last summer. Like there were so many times where I was like, this is so great.
It's never too late to get one. Like, sure, you might not be able to use the big welcome bonus for your flights for Europe this summer or something, but you can use it for a future trip. I mean, those points don't expire. And if you're going to be using a credit card while you're in another country, you might as well have one that doesn't have foreign transaction fees, so that you can at least get that perk of it.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you're probably going to be spending a lot of money. You're probably going to be spending a lot of money when you're there, which will help you get to the minimum spend bonus to get that welcome bonus to then maybe use to fund your next year's trip. So seriously, let me know if you guys have questions and need more guidance on the travel credit cards. Also, our website has like our top recommended travel credit cards and the pros and cons of each, that kind of thing. So don't forget to check that out. It's linked in our Instagram bio.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing in season 2, what's going to be the same and what is going to be a little bit different. So one of the main things that we've already kind of mentioned is we definitely want to incorporate some more guests in season 2. We've been talking about doing this for a while, but we felt like we needed at least like our first season to kind of establish ourselves, establish our brand, just the two of us for the most part. And then once we come back for season 2, we're definitely planning on bringing some more people on, getting some more opinions. And like I said, I have a ton of friends that are going to be traveling to a bunch of different places. So I'm excited to kind of talk about their experiences with them as well. So that's going to be super fun.
So get your podcast voices ready because we're going to call on all of our listeners to step it up and be on our podcast with us to share their travel experiences.
As soon as I see an Instagram post, I will be hitting you up. I know,
Yeah.
I know you guys are going to be flexing on us when you're having your European adventure. I will be DMing you and telling you to take notes over everything so I can ask you questions for the podcast. So just brace yourself.
Yeah, actually take notes. That's a good idea.
Yeah, take lots of pictures, lots of videos, lots of notes.
Yes. And then, we're still going to do kind of the same format though. At least we're planning on a weekly episode once we get back full swing into season 2. Pretty much one city per episode with a few kind of Q&A or random episodes mixed in. We probably won't do every single episode with guests, so we'll still do some with just me and Hallie, but we'll kind of feel it out and see what you guys like, what you prefer. But yeah, we're definitely excited about that. And then, yeah, the biggest thing, I don't know if people are wondering, is when is season 2 gonna get rolling? That is 1,000,000% TBD. We have no idea. So
hopefully by August.
Yeah. So that's what I was kind of thinking.
My goal is
August, September or so, to kind of get us through the summer. We want to be able to enjoy our summer, that kind of thing. But we will be back, and we will make sure we let you know. So follow us on Instagram to get the update on when we get a date for sure.
Okay, one last thing that you also might be wondering, because we've low-key left it up in the air for a while now, is our merch. It has been ordered. Like, we have the designs updated, but there's been a ton of delays. And so we're still waiting to get our actual products to show you guys the final product. And then we'll put like up an order link so you guys can get it. So we'll let you know when it does happen. Sorry, we've kind of like left you guys hanging for so long. That was not the intention. And it is honestly completely out of our control. So we're doing our best, but it will be up eventually. Probably perfect time for the start of season 2. And that way you can get a nice hoodie for fall time when it starts to get chilly again.
Well, I think that's it. Thanks you guys for being along for the ride, letting us enjoy this, letting us have our fun with this podcast.
And supporting us through the way. It means a lot.
I'm excited.
And with that, season 1 of Love It There is officially finished. We will see you guys